Welcome back to another episode of ThirdEyeCyphs. I am your host, Natalia, and this is a podcast. This is a podcast that we missed last week, and I apologize. I had a job interview that morning, and I don't want to say I was really nervous about it, because I really wasn't, but I was kind of nervous, and it's with like a big company and things like that, so I was kind of like only thinking about that, and I completely forgot about the podcast. I'm so sorry, guys. And then I didn't realize till Saturday I didn't do the podcast, which is terrible, because all I was thinking about was that stupid job interview. And then even after the job interview, I was like, man, I don't even know if I want this job. And I actually did not take the job, just because I didn't really want it. I kind of wanted it, but I didn't really want it. So anyways, that's the story with that. Welcome to the podcast. If this is your first time listening, welcome. This is a podcast where we talk about, first and foremost, self-realization. Self-realization, that means something different to everyone, apparently. But to me, that means acknowledging that the self is really not as independent from everything else that we think it is, that we think it might be. And there's a giant universal self that takes up everything in existence, and our self is the same as that self. I think that's self-realization. The little self is actually the big self, the only self, the entire universe. Other topics we talk about are topics on personal development, self-improvement, conspiracy theories, ETs, aliens. What else do we talk about here, guys? Come on, I need some chime-ins. What else? Spiritual growth, things that are happening now, anything and everything spiritual in and out of this universe. So that's what this is. This is ThirdEyeCyphs. It is a Third Eye Cipher, and welcome to it. We're gonna kick it for a little bit, so sit back, grab some water. Actually, man, I was like, I'm gonna bring some water, and then I didn't, so BRB, go get your water, pause this, do whatever you need to do. I luckily just needed to get up, and it's so funny, I was right about to record this podcast, and then I had like a DoorDash delivery coming, not with food, they deliver much other things. I had them deliver me some cat litter because, you know, I'm a cat. No, I'm joking, I have a cat, and that thing is heavy as hell, and I don't have a car, so I was not dragging that all the way from, I don't even know where there's a PetSmart around here, so I love this specific litter. I'm not sponsored by them, so I'm not gonna shout them out. No, I actually really like this litter, so they sell it for a really good price, and it's a lot, and it lasts me a long time, so why not? Free delivery, free same-day delivery. I needed it today. Anyways, we didn't come here to talk about my cat's litter. My cat's privacy, guys. I'm exploiting her right now. We don't need to be sharing her personal information. But what I will share with you is that she has a YouTube channel, guys. It's called Haku-chan the Cat. I haven't posted anything on it in a while, but she was blowing up on Twitter. Like, there's a video, I mean, not on Twitter, oh my god. On YouTube, she had a video that had like 14,000 views. It's like, what? It doesn't even make any sense. So anyways, well, welcome to the podcast. I'm sorry I missed last week, guys. This week we're going to be talking about imposter syndrome, because I've been going through a little bit of that. You guys, I share a bit of my personal life on here, so this podcast is also my journey. You know, I've been listening to a lot of podcasts, and you know, there's the educational ones where it's like each episode's like a different lesson, or we talk about something, and then there's some that they just talk about like whatever, like their lives, and then a lot of people listen to it, and I'm here thinking like, I gotta do every episode trying to teach somebody a lesson. I mean, you're gonna learn something, I swear. You're gonna learn something from every episode you listen to. But, you know, I kind of overwhelm myself with like, oh, I gotta have this whole lesson plan, and I mean, we've already spoke about this, and I kind of dropped that a bit, but listening to other people absolutely not have anything to teach, nothing of value to spread in these podcasts, I'm like, wow, okay, if this could be popular, then what the hell? What am I overthinking mine about? So that's what this is, guys. And we're gonna be talking about some imposter syndrome. Yeah, I've been on the down wave of the roller coaster recently, but I'm heading back up. No, I'm already back up there. It was just, I don't know. Motivation and inspiration comes in waves, as everything else does. And it's our job to separate ourselves from that, realize that, witness it, but not get dragged into it. So as it was happening to me, I knew that it was happening to me, and I'm like, man, why am I in such this down? I'm like, this is just a downfall. I wasn't even saying why, because I knew why. It's like a natural thing. And I was just like, all right, whatever. I'm just gonna write it out. I'm gonna spend time with myself, try to do as little as possible. Okay, I wasn't trying to do as little as possible, but I wasn't doing too much, I would say. And you know, I kind of feel like I'm never doing anything. But hold on, I'm like trying to turn on my AC because I had to close the door because it's freaking hot today, guys. You know, it's freaking what, November, and I'm here talking about like, oh yeah, it gets cold in November. It was hot as hell today and yesterday. Okay, hopefully it gets cool in here. All right, so okay, yeah, so anyways, that's what we're going to be talking about today. And yeah, let's cue the intro. Welcome to ThirdEyeCyphs. This is a podcast. My name is Natalia, and you're listening to it. Welcome.
ThirdEyeCyphs. ThirdEyeCyphs.
All right, we're back. We're back with the podcast. Welcome back. Welcome back. All right, so to get into this, announcements. Let's start with the announcements, guys. One is I've been releasing some dope ass products, guys. If you have not seen them yet, if you don't follow my business page, The Writings of Natalia, I just dropped some t-shirts. There's a hidden crop top in there, guys, with the Twan logo on it. And yeah, that's it. I haven't advertised that one yet because I just haven't yet. I mean, I will eventually, but it's there if you want it. But I have dropped this t-shirt that I love with a graphic. When I first made that graphic, I was like, oh my gosh, I could so see this on a t-shirt and a poster. And I'm dropping the poster pretty soon. I think you could buy it now, but I haven't announced it yet. The poster comes in different sizes. The shirts come in different sizes. It goes all the way up to 3XL, I believe, the t-shirts. And upcoming, I'll let you guys know in the podcast. I'm not telling this to anybody yet. I'm dropping this super sick hoodie collection, like hoodie, sweatshirt, whatever the heck you want to call it. It's basically a hoodie collection, with the, I can't really explain it. There's this one graphic that I posted that it kind of looks like Japanese style in a sort of way, where it's like the black yin koi fish and then like a white ball with mountains in the background, and then I have it in different colors. So that graphic's gonna be on black hoodies, and it's gonna be a whole collection. They look so freaking sick, guys. Oh my god, I can't wait to see you guys wear them. I can't wait for me to wear it. They're just so sick. So I'm dropping a bunch of cool stuff. Clothes. I just dropped these prayer journals, guys, and I'm selling them. Look, if you listen to this today, okay, today is 11/12. I dropped these journals yesterday for 11/11. I extended the sale to the end of today. So if you're listening to this today and you want the prayer journal for 11/11, you can buy it now for that price, because they are going up to 14/14 tomorrow, and that will be the regular price for it. So it's a really good gift. You could just give that as a gift to someone, like for Christmas. instead of like going through getting like a bunch of stuff or like looking for things or whatever, like if you know somebody who's very spiritual, somebody who prays, somebody who scripts, like likes to manifest their life through writing, this is the perfect journal for it. And then I'm gonna be dropping another journal soon, so look out for that. You're gonna love this one, guys. I swear you're gonna love this one. Like, you're gonna love it. I love it. This was the first journal I actually created. The prayer journal that I released already was the second journal I created, but for some reason I just did not drop the first one yet. So I kind of want to lead up to it. I've been thinking about creating a TikTok to advertise these things, but yeah, I don't really know. I'm so hesitant against TikTok. I don't know. I just don't like, I don't want to say I don't like the crowd on there, but like from what I see on what people share on Instagram from TikTok and like the type of people that are on there, I mean, I'm not judging, I just don't want to be a part of it, if that makes any sense at all. And yeah, I don't know, it doesn't resonate with me. I know it's a really good business move, but I don't know, I don't want to involve myself with something that just does not sound or feel right for me. I think that should go for everyone. So anyways, that was number one announcement. I just dropped a bunch of cool new stuff, and I'm gonna continue to drop new stuff until eternity, guys, because the Writings of Natalia is just getting better and better, and it will continue to get better and better until everybody knows its freaking name, okay? So check out those stuff, guys. It's gonna be sick. You're gonna be the first people rocking these things before anybody, and then like you're gonna be like, man, I've been wearing that since blah blah blah, since nobody knew about blah blah blah. Like, trust me, guys, trust me. Just listen to what I'm saying. Trust me. Okay. Another announcement is dun dun dun. What the heck was I gonna say? I had another good one, and then I forgot. I can't think of it. All right, if it comes to me, it'll be within this podcast. I think that was the only thing. I was really excited to do that. Guys, if you haven't signed up for my mailing list, you need to sign up, okay? Simply just go to the link in my bio on Instagram. Either of my links, like you can go on the Natalia of Earth Instagram, which is my personal Instagram, and I think it might be the first link in there, the second link, and it says receive, I don't know what the heck it says on that one. I know on the Writings of Natalia Instagram, the link says receive insightful emails. Let me see what it says on the Natalia of Earth one. I feel bad, I have barely used my personal account, and that's where a lot of my people are, but I've just been so invested in my business that I've barely even touched my personal account. Okay, let's see. Leaving Instagram follow, yes, oh my gosh. Guys, have you heard about, I mean, everybody heard Facebook changed its name to Meta, and then like, I don't know, sounds this is creepy. I feel like anything he'll ever do will be creepy. Okay, okay. So the link in the Natalia of Earth Instagram, it's the second link. It says receive weekly emails. Okay, guys, I'm not blasting you with emails. A lot of people are hesitant to share their email because they think I'm gonna blow up their inbox. I'm really freaking not. Like, I don't have time to blow up your inbox, okay? I'm gonna send you one email every Monday. That's it. And it's an intention for you to think about, to write a journal prompt on, or to kind of just embrace in your life for that week, or just in general. I'm not like, yeah, it's not anything crazy, okay, guys? Just if you want some insights on there, then it's nice, and it looks freaking cool, guys. I'm doing some cool ass emails, so sign up for that. You go on my Instagram, Natalia of Earth, click the link in my bio. It's the second link that says receive weekly emails. You could go to my business Instagram, the Writings of Natalia, click the link, and it is the third link, I believe, and it says receive insightful emails. You could also go on my website, thewritingsofnatalia.com. You scroll to the bottom of the homepage, it says receive emails, or receive insightful emails right in your inbox, something like that. You could find it in a lot of different areas, okay, guys? So sign up so you can get cool emails from me every Monday evening. That is number 2 announcement. Yeah, number 3, I guess, could be the whole Mark blah blah berg. It's like another trigger. Oh, third, I think I'm gonna not do, oh, well, fourth, I guess. I'm not gonna do the second podcast that I created, Manifesting Millions, even though it's sitting up there. You could listen to the, 2 episodes that I created. I was going to, but I just don't have enough time, and that's it. I can't start another project right now, guys. I'm doing way too much stuff. I'm finally deciding to finish my freaking yoga teacher certification. I put it on hold for about, man, like a year now already. Well, okay, it's not a year yet, but it could be about like 10, 11 months. 10 months, maybe. Ever since I moved to this apartment, kind of. So, I want to use my free time to finish up that, also work on my business, and yeah, I'm working 2 jobs now. I got another job next to my yoga studio job, and then, yeah, so it's too much stuff happening, guys. I can't do that second podcast, so scratch that. Whatever you heard about me doing those episodes, maybe someday, again, I will. Who knows? Who knows? I don't. So, that's it for announcements. Let's just get in the freaking episode. So, let's talk about imposter syndrome. So what and I'm sorry I'm saying I hate saying imposter syndrome. What is it? It's basically when you think that, you know, let's not really define this. I'm not gonna come up here with some crazy definition. Imposter syndrome. It's like a new trend, basically. It says imposter syndrome, also called perceived fraudulence, involves feelings of self-doubt and personal incompetence that persist despite your education, experience, and accomplishments. To counter these feelings, you might end up working harder and holding yourself to ever higher standards. So if you didn't understand that, basically what it's saying is that you doubt yourself and you feel like you're not capable of doing something despite how much experience you have doing that thing, how much education you have on that thing. Like, you could be a master at that thing, but you doubt yourself so much and you don't believe in yourself that you think you're not capable of doing it, even though you absolutely are. So as a result of that, you work extra hard, you study extra hard, you have these super high expectations of yourself because you want to just keep doing better because you think you're not enough. And that's basically what it is. So a way that this happens to people who want to teach, for example, like, you can absolutely go to school to teach, like, you can have all the curriculum in your mind to teach the perfect lesson, but you just won't even apply to be a teacher, or you won't even try to be a teacher because you think you don't know enough, or you don't think you're capable of teaching a class, or things like that. So what has been happening to me recently, and we talked about this a bit in You Are the Main Character episode, where I was debunking main character syndrome, or whatever the heck it's called, where people think that they're the main character of their lives or whatever, and I was telling you, you basically are the main character of your life, which you are, but I think we did touch a bit of imposter syndrome in there. But what I really want to talk about is, like, the main thing, and what it is, guys, you guys are freaking enough, and I say this all the time, but, like, you will never master something completely. Like, I think everything is a practice and a journey, no matter where you're going. So think about, like, swamis or gurus. Gurus are still alive, right? They're still alive, which means they still have some string, some very hairline string of ego to keep this on this earth, because if they had no ego whatsoever and they're complete enlightened beings, they wouldn't be able to be on this human planet anymore, because the only thing that ties you to this earth is ego, is separateness. So it's the process of becoming enlightened or achieving self-realization, right, is the process. And I had a conversation with somebody before about it not being a journey with a destination. It's the destination-less journey, because there's always the act of doing, but never accomplishing, if that makes any sense. And I think that kind of goes along with Tao, you know, like, doing it just to do it, but not taking credit, not boasting an accomplishment, not settling for like, oh, I did it, or anything like that. But I feel like that kind of brings it off topic. What I'm trying to say is that you can keep trying. So now I'm trying to think of a Swami, like, they don't try to become enlightened. Well, actually, maybe, like, meditation constantly or whatever, and then what? That's it. They just meditate constantly. It's not like they're trying to achieve anything, especially people who know, or like certain lineages of spirituality or whatever, where it's non-dualistic, where they know that they're not separate from God, basically. So people who are like meditating, trying to achieve enlightenment or unity, they see themselves as separate as God, right? So they're trying to achieve something, they're working towards something, with which they think is, once they realize God, that is the destination. And in non-dualism, you already are one with God, so there is no you're at the destination. There is no going to anything, because you already that. And I think that itself is the journey, even though there is no destination. It's just a practice. I mean, it's not like you're practicing to be one because you know you're one. It's just, you're just doing. You're doing to do because that's the way of nature. And then that's when I would say Taoism comes in. Doing just to do. Accomplishing just to accomplish. Getting things done, but not taking credit. Effortless action. Just doing. Non-action. Doing by not doing. So, anything is like that. If you're trying to master philosophy, there will always be a new philosophy. There will always be somebody with a new perspective. There will always be a new theory. It's a constant journey. You can't master philosophy. You can't master science. There will always be something new to discover. There will always be something new to study. Math is the same way. Any education thing, like within the school realm, same thing. There's never a destination. There's always going to be expansion, always. Everything is always expanding. So I think that we think that there's a destination, and we put that in our heads for anything that we're doing. And then that's where sort of like the imposter syndrome comes in, I guess. So like, again, with the teacher example, you know, you'll never know enough. You need to learn more in order to become a teacher, but you'll never know everything. You're always going to keep knowing more. You're always going to keep learning more. So why not just start now? Why not do the thing now? Because you're going to keep learning anyways. And it's better you start now than wait, 30 years from now, where you're like, oh, basically old. I don't want to say people who are 30 years older than me are old already, but you're already basically halfway through your life, and at that point you're still gonna think that you need to know more. Like, it's never gonna end when you fall into that pattern of needing to know more, needing to learn more, needing to be more, needing to be better in order to start the thing that you want to start. It's not like everybody who became a teacher, like, look at all the teachers at work now. The teachers at work now, they don't think they know everything. They know they don't know everything. Well, I mean, not all teachers. Some teachers think they know everything, but they absolutely don't. We all know that. So, and they started to become a teacher. So that's one example. I don't know why I keep using the teacher example, but it's the best one I can think of right now. What else? I'm asking you what else. So that's how mine came in, and mine's was more like, it was sort of from not seeing immediate results, but even though I already know not to expect immediate results. And this is sort of like with anybody trying to accomplish anything, like when you're working super hard towards something and you just see nothing happening, like no improvement. And I don't want to say you see no improvement, but you personally may not see no improvement. You may not see how much you've actually came, how far you have came, because you have that self-doubt within you. You're distrustful of what you've accomplished or what you've been doing. And then yeah, so that's basically what was happening. So I was feeling like I'm putting in so much effort, all this work to do this and to do that, and I'm not seeing any results from it. And it wasn't like, oh, I should just quit, because a lot of people do quit at that point. And me, I'm not a quitter. I'm not a quitter, guys. I'm not quitting until how I want my reality is going to be my reality, okay? And my reality now is pretty much the reality that I created for myself, but I'm creating an even better reality for myself, and I'm not going to stop until I do. And then when I get to that point, there's always going to be the wanting of more. See, we never settle on anything, and there's always, again, that expansion. There's always going to be more. There's always going to be more things to do, more things to achieve, even though there's really not anything for us to do, but for us personally to fulfill us, to kind of basically fulfill us, for if we want to do things and keep accomplishing things and keep creating things and keep impacting people and keep spreading the word about something or sharing your art. It's a keep going process. You're gonna want to keep doing that, and when you do it, you're gonna want to keep doing it more. So anyways, it wasn't a moment where I was like, oh, nothing is happening, I'm gonna quit. It was just a moment of feeling down, and not for the reason that nothing was happening, but me sort of doubting myself because nothing was happening. Since nothing was happening and I wasn't seeing like the results that I have been wanting, then I doubt myself, like, oh, maybe I'm not doing enough, maybe I'm not putting in enough effort, maybe this is wrong, maybe I need to change this, maybe this and that. And as much as that is smart in business, where if something isn't working, then view different alternatives, which is sort of like where my business mind aspect interweaves into that, but it was also mainly just self-doubt, like, oh, you're not doing enough, and then putting myself down because I'm like, man, do I really not care this much to not put this much effort in it? But if I took a step back, I was doing so much, and I had such high expectations of myself, and I'm probably gonna keep doing this. This is gonna be the first time I run into this, okay? This is my first down peak hill of this journey that I just started to embark on. So I know it's gonna happen again. Again, life's a roller coaster. It's gonna keep going up and down, but it's my job to stand above that. So I realized how much I was actually doing, and I was actually burnt out from how much I was doing. But then it was kind of like, oh man, I'm so burnt out from doing everything that I've been doing, and I'm not seeing any results from it. So it was just sort of like that kind of imposter syndrome, and I needed some like reassurance, and I kept having reassurance. It was just like, trust me, and I want to say it, because every message I was getting, things I was reading, videos I was watching, messages I was getting internally from the Great Spirit, just like, keep going. And my intuition, myself, and it's a combination of my intuition and my willpower telling me, like, I know I'm not gonna stop. Like, even though I could hit nobody, like, I could have 0 followers right now on my business page, I could be making no sales, and I could be doing I could have no clients, I could not have anything, but I have followers. I'm gaining followers over time, I'm gaining clients over time, I'm gaining sales over time, and it's happening. But me just having these super high expectations, I was like, oh, that's not enough, like, I gotta keep going, like, I'm obviously doing something wrong, blah, blah, blah. But it's like a gradual thing. And the same thing with this podcast. Even though this podcast, I didn't expect anything to happen with it, but when I started and I saw people were listening, I was like, oh wow. And then like midway, you can check the analytics and you can zoom out and see like the whole timeline, and you see the gradual increase. Like it started from the bottom and then it starts going all the way to the top, because that's just what happens when you keep doing something over time and you're putting in effort, and it keeps going. You keep going and you don't stop. You don't give up. So I just had to keep that in mind and sort of re-inspire myself. I think I had been working so much that I haven't been receiving enough. So I've been exerting a lot of my energy, exerting a lot of my creativity, creating these things, pushing these things, putting in so much work into marketing and all this stuff that I've been doing, and not sitting back and receiving. So I think I was feeling depleted from inspiration and creativity. So I just like watched movies. Movies are like main ways to inspire me. Books are main ways to inspire me too. So I'd been reading, I was watching movies, and I was just really resting and being with myself and just doing like the bare minimum, the minimum that I actually wanted to do. And then I kind of just came out of it. And I want to say I came out of it like 2 days ago. 2 days ago or 3 days ago. And it's also like a combination of, and then, okay, so then there was that I was having the imposter syndrome from, and then I was spending a lot of time looking for another job because I had only been working from home part-time for the yoga studio job, and I was getting like super nervous about bills and having scarcity mindset, which is the number one thing we should not be doing. But I catch myself, and I'm not a freaking perfect human being, but I'm very self-aware where I know these thoughts appear. As soon as these thoughts appear, I witness them and I realize them. So as soon as I saw that happening, I was like, oh no, we gotta change this. Like, why are you thinking like this? And I had to do a bunch of like inner work dealing with like my insecurities and like the things that I have been fearing, dealing with fears and doubts and all of that. So then that came up. Then I mentioned I got a second job. So now that I got the second job, I've just been feeling more inspired because now I'm actually going outside, guys. Working from home is great and all, but I need to freaking go outside, okay? And I spend all day basically inside working on my laptop. If I'm not working for somebody else, I'm working for myself, and then I'm going straight to sleep. Like, wake up, work for somebody else, work for myself, go back to sleep. And I got into like this kind of nice routine, but I was just like, man, I really miss going outside. I miss walking to work. I miss going physically to a job. So once I started that, I don't know, it kind of picked me up a bit more. So I think it should go outside, guys. There's somebody I follow, they always post, go outside. I'm like, you're damn right, go outside. Everybody needs to go outside. So I kind of went through this down peak, this imposter syndrome, mini depression, but I wouldn't really call it depression. I kind of know when I'm depressed. It was more just like, man, I'm doubting myself. I'm doubting everything. I wasn't doubting the progress of my business. I was just sort of doubting myself in my business. And anyways, I moved on from it, guys. So that's sort of what happened. My message to you and my reason for sharing this is because this happens to everyone. I'm sure that in some point that I have been talking about this, you could relate, especially when it comes to self-doubt, especially if you know you have experience and you have the education for these certain things, but you still doubt yourself. It's the same thing. So you're right there with me. And I want to say this is like the first time I consciously realized that I was having some sort of imposter syndrome there. And yeah, it was really mostly about doubting the work I was putting in, and that's why I wasn't seeing the high expectation results that I had been thinking or expecting. The result I'd been expecting. So I was doubting my work, I was doubting my effort, I was doubting my intentions, all of that. I wasn't doubting the end result of my business because I know that it's gonna happen, but I'm also, I'm a little impatient, guys, okay? And that's also gonna kill you because you can't freaking plant the seed. If you're trying to plant a tree, look, you can't plant the seed and then come back like a week later, dig up the seed to see if it started sprouting. It's gonna you're gonna kill it. So, like, I can't expect it. A business, especially a company, is a tree. It is a giant tree that's gonna take a while, but not even to say that, because there are some brands who start, and this is why my expectations were a bit high, because there are brands, and I can't compare myself to other brands and companies, but you see people blow up overnight. I don't know how. Well, actually, I don't know how they do that with like retail, things like that, and mine's is a bit more complicated than that. I'm kind of reaching a different demographic, but like people just, I feel like everybody just blows up overnight. So I'm holding myself to that like, yep, one day I'm just gonna wake up, there's gonna be millions of followers, I'm gonna have thousands of sales, I'm gonna have so much to do, I'm gonna have to move out of my house immediately, move into my giant mansion, buy my Lambo, all that in like a matter of weeks. And that's just not how it works. And you know, I wish it did. Somewhere in the fourth dimension it does. But guys, to see faster results, you need to be vibrating at a fast frequency, okay? And I allowed myself, and the funny thing too was that when I started having those doubts, especially about money, like I got into like that financial situation where I was only working very little hours for my yoga studio job, and then I just started thinking about like, oh my gosh, I need to get money, I need to get a second job, and then that kind of put me in like a gotta get money kind of basically scarcity mindset. Lack of money mindset, and that's the number one thing that we don't want to do ever, especially me, who completely took that out of my brain. Well, absolutely I didn't, because it came up for a reason, right? It came up to show me that I still have those feelings. So that's what I saw it as. As soon as I realized that I had a scarcity mindset thought, I was like, oh my god, I'm being tested right now. And it was that realization that snapped me out of it, because I decided, like, I don't know how many months ago, I was like, okay, this is how I'm gonna think from now on. This is how I expect my reality to be, and this is what I'm creating in my life. This is what I'm manifesting. I am a multi-millionaire. I have a multi-billion-dollar company. And only affirmations, only visualizations, like completely infusing my mind with this. This is how law of attraction works. And then I see it everywhere, right? I see the opportunities, I see it coming in, because that's how it works. It starts to come in, you start to attract that frequency. And the universe wants to know how bad you freaking want it, so it is going to test you. It is going to test you and put you in a situation to see if those thoughts that you think you've taken out of your mindset are still there. So it put me in a financial situation to see like, oh, how much do you think you're a millionaire? How much do you think you are wealthy and prosperous and abundant? Huh? Let's see. Let's take away almost all of your money. And not to say that I almost lost all of my money, but that makes me nervous even saying that out loud. But it felt like that. It felt like that just because I was here like balling on a, what is it? I don't even know that expression. Basically, I was just here like, oh, look at all my, I'm not bragging or anything like that, I'm just freaking saying, right? Look at all my millions of dollars. And then it's like, oh yeah, it takes away like half, or like not even half, like 65, 75%. And I'm just like, oh yeah? So then I was just like, oh my gosh, wait, where did my other freaking percent go? Like, where's all my money? Not to say that I was like about to freaking be on the streets, but when you see that, when you think that you're a millionaire and then the universe just takes away everything, you have like $10,000 left out of the millions you always had, you're gonna feel like you're freaking poor, okay? So that's basically what it was. And then I was like, then I realized, oh my god, this is a test. I really, like, what the heck? And I just completely flipped it. I was like, oh wait, I do have millions of freaking dollars. Get out of my face. So that was me overcoming this situation, guys. That was my journey. My journey of imposter syndrome and scarcity mindset recently, fairly recently, guys. So how I overcame this, how you can overcome this. My message to you, again, let's reiterate this, is that this is going to happen to everyone. You're going to want to achieve something. You're going to have goals. You're going to want to create this beautiful result. And it is yours. It is divinely yours. Anything that you want in this reality, you can create. That is a fact. I know this for a fact. And when you know this for a fact, you move much more confidently. You trust your path. You trust what happens. You trust the bad things that happen. You trust the good things that happen. You just know that whatever is happening is meant to happen, as long as you keep moving towards that goal, if you keep focusing on that goal. And so when that happens, when you get put in a situation where you're being tested, or you might not even realize it's a test originally, like I did. So if you see the opposite of what you're trying to manifest, or what you're trying to create happening, like you're at the complete opposite end, that's when you need to be the strongest. That's when you need to realize, hey, I might be being tested. I need to completely deprive myself of these thoughts, of these mindsets that don't serve me. I need to get those out of my mind. And it's in those lowest moments that it's the hardest to get those out of your minds. But when you have strong will, when you have a strong mind, when you have strong self-awareness, then you can be like, man, no matter what is happening to me right now in this situation, I know I'm a bad-ass mofo. And I have abundance all around me. You can see it all around you. I am the damn universe. I am badass. I can achieve anything that I put my mind to. I can accomplish anything that I put my mind to. And with that faith, with that strength, with that confidence, in those darkest moments, that is when you'll go shoot right up. And it's like that freaking, there's like the story, I think everybody has heard this story where there's a miner, right? I think I told this story before, and he's mining in this tunnel. He's looking for gold or diamonds or whatever the hell's in the mine. And he's mining, and he's been mining for like years, like a long time. And then he's like, you know what, man, I'm not getting anything. I haven't gotten anything. I give up. And then when you see it from an outside perspective, because it's like a physical graphic that somebody drew, like a cartoon, he gives up literally like an inch away from the freaking diamond that he'd been mining years for his hoards. So it's usually those moments that push you to the lowest, that make you want to give up, that you have to persevere, because that is when you shoot right up. And that's usually how it freaking happens. You hear it in success stories, you hear it in fake stories like that. That's usually when it happens. So when you realize that you are at a very low point in the complete opposite direction of what you were trying to aim towards, that's when you be strong. That's when you realize your truth. That's when you fully acknowledge your truth and you get rid of your everything that doubts you, that pushes you away from what you were trying to accomplish. Surrender. And that is the number one thing. And that is exactly what I did. At that low point, I was just like, man, I don't know what's happening. I don't know what I'm doing. And especially like with the money, like, I don't know what's gonna happen. Blah, blah, blah with my job. I don't know what's gonna happen with this. I don't know what's gonna happen with that. And I just prayed, because I'm a prayer, okay? I'm very devotional, as you guys know. And I just sat in front of my altar and I talked for a long time and just said, look, I give this to you. I know everything's gonna be okay. I've always been okay. I know that the success of my business is inevitable, because I do know that for a fact. I just don't know where I am right now. I don't know how I'm gonna get there, and I leave it all to you. I leave it to you. I leave my fears with you. I trust you. Even if something happens, even if I do end up on the streets, I still trust you. Like, take it all. Take my fears. Take everything. Take it from me. I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't want to doubt myself. I don't want to be scared. I don't want to be in fear. I don't want any of it. Take it. Take it. That reminds me of something I heard, man. I can't find that audio anywhere. I think it's from like Alan Watts or something. He's talking about Kali, and he's saying, I don't think it's Alan Watts, it's somebody. And he's like, here, Ma, take it, I don't want it. Here, you eat it, I don't want it. I remember that, and I posted it on my story. I have to look for it. I posted it like a couple of years ago on my story. But literally, take it, eat it. I don't want it, I don't want these fears. That's what Kali is for. Her devotees, she tells me you don't have to worry, and that's why one of her hands is in the don't fear mudra, because she's saying don't fear. I have you. I will protect you. I will take your fears away from you. I will take away anything that does not serve you away from you. Leave it to me. Surrender it to me. So that's what I did, guys. And that's why I'm such a big advocate of surrender, because like, what else can you freaking do? Well, you're gonna keep trying and trying. If it's not working, like, just leave it to the universe. Set your intentions, know what you want, and leave the rest to the universe. That's it. So when you're at the lowest point, trust the journey, trust the path. Trust that you know what you want. If you want it badly and you are working towards it, trust that you will get there. When you get to the lowest point, don't stop. just keep going. Who cares if nobody's listening to you? Who cares if nobody's buying things from you? Who cares if nobody's appreciating what you're doing or even knows what you're doing? Or don't worry about that. Just keep going. If you enjoy it, if it's something that you want to do, then why not do it? Keep doing it. Trust me, miracles will happen. So that's how I overcame that. And it just pushed me right back up, because then I no longer feared anything. I didn't doubt myself, because I didn't doubt myself really from the beginning. You just have to kind of re-inspire yourself, guys. Leave your fears behind. Surrender them. Surrender your doubts. Just leave it all to the universe. And just trust that if you want it badly and you're going to keep putting in the effort, it's the main idea is to keep putting in the effort. Just keep going. Don't stop. Just keep going. And then, we'll see, guys. We'll see, guys. We're still on the journey. You're still here with me, right? You'll see what happens. I'll see what happens. We'll see what happens together. It's gonna be great, guys. So that was my experience with that. And I say the best way to overcome it is to surrender everything, all your fears, and trust your journey, trust your path, and trust your intentions. Know your goals. Know your goals. There was something else I read that it was like somebody, I don't know what it was. It was like somebody applied or somebody asked for, okay, well, I'll tell you this story. I think this is a different story, but I'll tell you this story because this is a good example of this too. I was trying to think of something else, but I actually know this story to provide you. So basically, it's the guy who started Starbucks, basically, the owner of Starbucks. It's some guy, basically, right? He was working for a company called Starbucks, who was owned by, I think, these two brothers, two brothers, I think. And they owned this coffee place called Starbucks, and it wasn't a cafe. You couldn't go there to drink coffee. They sold whole beans. Like, they provided, I guess, other coffee shops with beans. Like, all they did was sell the beans. Nobody could drink coffee there or anything like that. And it was called Starbucks. And that guy, so a guy worked for those two brothers at the place, and he would always give them ideas like, oh, maybe we should do this, maybe we should do this. And they were always like, man, whatever, like, don't even, no, we don't like those ideas. So then that guy, he like took a visit somewhere, and he went to this cafe or this coffee shop where he had like an amazing experience drinking the coffee. Like, the customer service was great, the coffee was great, it was a great experience, and he loved it. So he goes back to his job and he's like, guys, I went to this coffee shop, I think we should do this, like, this is such a great idea. I think we should do it. And they were like, no, we're not doing that. And they either fired him or he quit. He might have quit, or they might have fired him. I'm not too sure. Anyways, he left the job, and I think he just got a job. He got a job somewhere else, or I think he didn't even have a job. Or he got a job somewhere else, and then he was working on an idea to start a cafe like the one that he had experienced, like a coffee shop like that. And he had this whole idea, I was trying to create it or whatever, and then I don't think he was working a job at this point, and he was looking for investors to invest in his idea, because when somebody invests and they see good potential in the company, then they'll give you a lot of money to start it up, and they'll be an investor, and they can make a profit from the company if it succeeds. So he was looking for investors in this cafe idea he had. He went to so many people, and everybody turned him down, guys. Okay, everybody turned him down, and he went to a lot of people. Finally, he goes to one person, and they decided to invest in his company. So he opened up the cafe, he started it, and it was doing good, it was doing well. Finally, the two brothers that he originally worked for that owned the original Starbucks, that coffee ground place, they went bankrupt because obviously they weren't doing a good job with their business. So he bought Starbucks from them, and that's how he got the Starbucks name. He used his idea and ended up buying the company that he used to work for because they didn't want to use his freaking idea. But my point in telling you this is that he went to so many people and they turned him down till one person invested, and then voila, he freaking, there's over, I don't even know, 500 stores all over the freaking country. Like, you see a Starbucks on every single corner, basically. So he obviously didn't give up. He didn't give up when he gave his ideas to those two brothers. He didn't give up when he quit or when he lost his job, whichever happened. And he didn't quit when every single person, when the first person turned him down, he didn't quit. He asked somebody else. When they turned him down, he asked somebody else. And he kept asking until somebody said yes. And then his results were phenomenal. So don't be put down by your first no. Don't be put down by your 20th no. Don't be put down by your 100th no. Don't be put down at all. Let people say no. And keep going. Keep doing better. Keep trying. Keep working towards your goal. It always happens in the end, guys. It always does. It's always a happy ending, you know? I mean, maybe. Whatever you consider a happy ending. That is it. That's my episode for you guys. Don't doubt yourself. You are badass. Guys, if you haven't listened to the freaking... Well, first, if you haven't read the book, You Are a Badass, that book is good, guys. There's also the audiobook. If you have Spotify, the audiobook is on Spotify. It might be on YouTube, too. You Are a Badass. It is a really good book. Another good book that I'm listening to currently, I sent You Are a Badass to my mom, and she is loving it. And a book that I am reading now, or listening to now, because most of the audiobook, is Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill. Now, I've been hearing so much about this book, so I finally decided to listen to it, and that book is so good. I love that book. So good. I'm not done with it yet, but it's so good. That's another good book if you guys are listening for books, and it's also on Spotify. So, check that out, guys. Anyways, this whole episode was to tell you not to doubt yourself. You are cool. You are badass. You are a god. You are the universe. Trust. Surrender your fears. Don't have fears. Don't have doubts. Just trust the journey. Trust the path. Trust that if you try hard enough and you put effort in and you're doing good, then you'll get everything you want. And that is all. That is all. You're cool. All right. So that's it, guys. Thank you for listening. Welcome, and thank you. I don't know. I said welcome. I meant to say thank you again. I said welcome. Thank you for listening to this podcast episode. We do episodes every Friday when I'm not skipping them for job interviews. I apologize, guys. That was bad of me. On other terms, on other words, Diwali was last week, which is the day before Friday. And that was really cool. That was really nice. I posted a reel of what I cooked and some things I did. I wish I would have started earlier so you could kind of see like my whole day process. But I was so excited, so happy all day. I love Diwali. I kind of wish it didn't end. It's like Christmas, but I'm excited for Christmas to come too because it's like another Diwali, but different in some sort of way. Just because it's kind of everywhere. Like if I was in a more Indian neighborhood, then I would see it everywhere, but I'm not. But Christmas is kind of like everywhere. We're in a very Abrahamic country, so. Other than that, guys, that's it. Let's cut it there. All right. Thank you for listening. This has been another episode of ThirdEyeCyphs. ThirdEyeCyphs? Did I say Cyphs? Cyphs? If you like this podcast, please follow it, put notifications on or whatever. And if you're listening to this on Apple Podcasts, or even if you're not listening to this on Apple Podcasts, please leave a review on Apple Podcasts because it's really good for the algorithm. It helps the podcast get out there, and it helps this knowledge get out there, and it helps my work get out there. And if you support me and you support me what I do, then please leave a review, share this podcast with your friends, your family, anybody you think that might serve from it. Wait, is that what I wanted to say? Benefit from it? Not serve from it. Benefit from it. Then share it with them. If you like my work and you want to see more content from me, I post almost every single day, except weekends, on my business page, The Writings of Natalia, on Instagram. You can check out my website, thewritingsofnatalia.com. I write blog posts. I just posted a bunch of photography collections on there. You can find videos. You can find free audiobooks. I got a bunch of sick free audiobooks on there. You can find a bunch of cool stuff on there. It's a cool website, guys, so check it out. You could book sessions with me. I do private card readings, and yeah, I do consultations. I do calls. We can do whatever you want, guys. We can do whatever you want. And yeah, my personal Instagram is Natalia of Earth. I post mostly personal things on there, or I do monthly card readings on there. I did the November one on my IGTV. I heard it's not called IGTV anymore, like Instagram video or something. So it is on there if you want to go check that out. And yeah, I'm trying to post more content on that page, but most of the content you will be seeing from me will be coming from my business page, so be sure to follow that. I'm going to be releasing a lot of cool new stuff forever, so I already have some cool things on there. Perfect place to get gifts, guys. Shop small, okay? Support your local small businesses. Support your friendly, neighborly, spiritual mentor, advisor, person you like to kick it with on Fridays via podcast. Yeah, that'd be great. So check it out, okay? And check out other episodes of this series. Your first one, thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for sticking to this point of the podcast. And I will see you guys next week on Friday, because that's when we do this, all right? I promise that's when we'll do it. Thank you. I love you. Goodbye. This has been ThirdEyeCyphs. Okay, bye.
Hari Om. This episode has been brought to you by the writings of Natalia.com. Jai Ma.